Got to be real.
Be real. Be real. Okay guys, so you know what I'm going to say off the bat, and I know I'm going to get a lot of dislikes for this video, but that's perfectly fine. Canelo Alvarez, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, Gennady Golovkin, Andre Ward, they're all full of shit. The whole lot of them. I'll explain why. Now, when you look at it in a certain perspective, and it's all about perspectives in boxing, it's all about perspectives in anything in life. When you look at it in one angle, you can talk about it from a one angle perspective. You know, you can talk about the pros of the fighters, etc., etc. You turn it around, look at it from another angle, and boom, right, you can see the negatives. And that's the same thing with catchweights, right, in boxing. Manny Pacquiao's done it, Floyd Mayweather has done it, Gennady Golovkin, Cotto, Canelo, Andre Ward. If they haven't done it, they're all trying to do it. Catchweights. Now, you see, this is the thing now. You cannot critique Canelo and Cotto for doing catchweights without critiquing Triple G. Because has he not called catchweights? Has Andre Ward not called catchweights? Okay? And then when you go above, have people above Adonis Stevenson, right? You see what I'm saying? You're looking at all this, and you look at the linkages between all the fighters, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Money Mayweather. It's just catchweights, left, right, center, everywhere. You know, you look at the 140-pound division, Danny Garcia, Lamont Peterson, 147, Amir Khan. You know, before he moved up, he was fighting at catchweights. So, you know, this thing about catchweights, it's not something that's, you know, just secluded to Canelo and Cotto. However, when you're looking at the lead fighters of the sport who represent the sport of boxing, you are looking at Canelo and Cotto. They are the leaders and the ambassadors of boxing. You are looking at Triple G. You know, these are the ambassadors of boxing, and these are the people that all the other fighters will look up to. Floyd Mayweather Jr., he's the kingpin, and if he's calling a catchweight at 152 pounds for Saul Canelo Alvarez, then that is what it is. You know, then other fighters are going to follow in his footsteps, because he makes it okay. Now, this is the point I'm making, alright? If you sign the dotted line, you sign the contract, then you have to fight at that catchweight, and that's the bottom line. However, I really feel that catchweights should be banned in boxing, and I don't think it's right to have catchweights, because this is the truth. The truth of the matter is we have weight divisions in boxing for a reason, okay? If you go back to the Marquess of Queensberry rules and you go back into the history of boxing, you look at how and why weight classes were formed. Weight classes were formed because lower weight division guys could not fight with heavyweights, okay? And, you know, initially in the days of Sugar Ray Robinson, you had, I'm not going to guess, I've got a number in my head, I'm pretty sure it's that much, but I'm not 100% confident, but you had a certain amount of weight classes, you know? And then what's happened is recently, more weight classes have been added, okay? So, you know, for example, the light welterweight division, okay? If I'm correct, if I'm wrong, please correct me. It's, you know, I make mistakes, but, you know, the light welterweight division got created, okay? Before, there wasn't no light welterweight division. That's just a division that got added, okay? So, and what's happening is boxing is becoming more and more lenient for the fighters, and it's causing problems for, you know, there's always disadvantages. It's not clean. I mean, okay, say for example, right, and this is the thing, this is the bottom line. If you have a name and if you bring money, you call the shots, and that's not fair in terms of boxing, okay? Because what you're doing here is the people who are the money earners, who are the bread earners, the people at the top, the rich guys in boxing, you know, the people with a lot of control, Adrian Broner, you see what I'm saying? They get to call the shots. And it's not fair. If you look at Adrian Broner and Sean Porter, Adrian Broner called a catchweight. Sean Porter was forced to make it, you know? At 147, that fight would have been, in my opinion, a lot more in Sean Porter's favour. Sean Porter won the fight, but you see what I'm saying? Like, even though Sean Porter proved to be the better boxer on the night and he won the fight, Adrian Broner got to call the shot because he's the money earner. Is he the more accomplished fighter? Is he a better fighter? Not necessarily at all, but he got to call the shots because he's the bread earner, he's the entertainer outside the ring. And this is the thing with Cotto, Canelo, and Triple G. When we're looking into this, and now we're going to talk about Canelo, Cotto, and Triple G. As we look into these three fighters, we see that Canelo and Cotto are fighting at £155 for a £160 title. How in the fuck? Sorry, excuse my language, but how in the fuck does that make sense? That really does not make any sense. It just doesn't. It just doesn't make any sense. In my opinion, I think how it should be is if you are fighting for the £160 title, you should be allowed to make £160. That's the whole point. It's a £160 title. How can you not be allowed to make £160 for a £160 title? Does that make any sense? I don't think it makes any sense at all. Now, okay, so they've both agreed for the catchweight, for the title. Okay, I get that. But then they're not willing to face Triple G Gennady Golovkin and allow him to make £160. And Canelo is making, and I'm a huge Canelo fan, but you know, Canelo is making demands of, I'm not a £160 fighter, so Triple G has to come down to 155. You know what, I'm okay with that as long as there are no titles involved. Okay, I understand the business of boxing as well, right? That's fine. But if there's a title involved, right, which there is, then how can you be talking about a catchweight like £155, £1 more than the £154 limit? You know, I mean, that's for £155 is £5 lighter than the £160 limit, but only £1 over the £154 limit. That is beyond ridiculous. You might as well be fighting for the super welterweight title. You know, it just really doesn't make sense. The £154 title, fight for that. Why fight for the 160? Just because you want, and you know, this is Miguel Cotto. This is Miguel Cotto's doing. He's gone up, fought people at 160. He's beaten decent 160 fighters, fought out a few catchweights and stuff. But if you look at the whole dynamic of what Cotto's done, he's not really a legit 160 pounder. And why is he fighting at one? It's so annoying. Like, I'm getting frustrated just talking about it. Miguel Cotto, thinking about Miguel Cotto do that interview with HBO after his fight. He said, am I a £160 fighter? I'm not a 160 fighter, right? That's not really his accent, but yeah, you know, it's really frustrating, really annoying. The thing what Floyd Mayweather did with Canelo, it's annoying, frustrating, abusing your power. You know, we've seen it done again and again. Amir Khan weight draining Julio Diaz to £143. It's just not on. I don't think it's right doing that. But you see, the difference is that when you look into a fight which is not for a title, then you know you can kind of maybe understand. But when you've got a title involved, such a big title, £160 title, you know, I don't get how you can do this. Like, I don't understand why boxing allows this. I don't understand, and this is the problem with boxing. It's not a regulated sport. You know, there's not really any, apart from like certain states, you know, sanctioning fights, and regulating it. There's not really a universal regulating body in America. It's just not there, and that's the problem in boxing. But I mean, as we look into this a little bit further, I mean, how are we supposed to get? How are we supposed to move forward from this? I really don't understand how we're going to move forward from this. I think this whole catchweight stuff is just getting beyond out of hand. I mean, you might as well not have weight classes. I think weight classes are just a formality now. There are actually, in reality, no weight classes. You can make whatever weight you want if you have power. If you don't have power, then you know you have to bend over backwards, as Gennady Golovkin is doing. I mean, look, Triple G, right? He's no saint in this. Neither is Andre Ward, because Gennady Golovkin was willing to move up and fight at catchweights with fighters above his weight class, you know. But then Andre Ward says, no, I'm not gonna, you know, come down. For it's just, you know what? It's like beyond ridiculous. Andre Ward's talking about not moving up. Gennady Golovkin's is talking about not moving up. Now Alvarez Miguel Cotto not talking about moving up. Floyd Money Mayweather, £154 title holder, but he doesn't fight £154. He beat Canelo Alvarez at a catchweight, you know, and you just go on and on and on and on, and it's like you look at Cotto versus Pacquiao. What happened there? Catchweight, and it's a disease in boxing. I mean, I personally would not mind seeing certain weight classes stripped. and fighters having and forced to be making a certain weight class. Because what's happening in boxing at the moment is, yeah, you can look at it in terms of, oh, the boxers deserve this and the boxers deserve that, but you see what happens is the elite, it only benefits the elite rich boxers. You know, it only benefits the rich elite boxers because they're the ones who hold the power when these catchweights are being formed. And I just think it's a disgrace, to be honest. I think what needs to happen is you should have to make a certain weight class, and because you have a big name, that should not mean shit in boxing. That's not fair. That's a hierarchy. That's it's just not fair. But please leave your comment section below. Let me know what you think about Canelo, Cotto, Triple G. This whole thing that's going on. I don't think like Gennady Golovkin's exempt from any of it. I mean, he's no saint. Canelo, Cotto, they're not saints. Andrew Ward is not a saint. You know, you just go up and down. You can go weight class to weight class. You can fight fighter from fighter. You know, it's all the same stuff. But comment section below, please subscribe. Let me know what you think. Yeah, catchweights, man. I'm really against it. I don't think it's good seeing this catchweights. I don't like this £155 new limit that's been. I mean, Canelo can't make 154, so he decides 155. Who does that benefit? It benefits Canelo. Who does it hurt? It hurts Alfredo Angulo. See my point? Comment section below, subscribe as always. In a bit.